Right, I think we are live. If you can hear me, drop a message down below in the comments. Obviously, I'm here to answer your questions, help you out. I've been away for a few weeks, and obviously been super busy. So if you want to know right now, this is the weekly Fast Track FBA Live, and super happy to announce USA. We have 1 second. That's fine. Happy to announce that in the USA, we've now broken the 1 million 7-figure mark. I'm going to go find a picture of this. So drop your questions down below, guys, and obviously I will comment. So I'm going to put now, drop your questions below. So just put that on there. That's cool. I'll show you that, so obviously you can drop your questions down below. I'm just going to have a quick look. I want to get you that sexy 1 million mark picture. This is actually from my ops manager because I don't actually have it installed on my phone, but he does, and I will find it. Oh, we're so close. Where's the other one? Oh, it was in the internal chat. I need to get it right, Tom. So if you guys have got questions, drop it down below. Right, let's have a quick look. So yeah, guys, if you've got questions, drop it down below. I am just looking for the sexy £1 million mark, and I will find it. I promise you that, because obviously it's a really good result to get. So right now, if you don't know, I am in Barcelona right now, and I fly back to Mexico City tomorrow. So obviously looking for that, or looking forward to that, should we say. God, I think I might be here forever trying to get this. Too much going on my phone. I'm not sending text. I'm actually doing something. So if you guys are here, do let me know. I just want to find this. I think it'd be really good. But I'm in Barcelona at the moment. There we go. 1 million. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Nice little 1 million mark. So 7 figures. Happy. Can I hide? Will it focus on me? There we go. Coming closer. There you go. 1 million. And you can see the lines kind of going up. Yep. And super happy about that. Super happy. That's the second 1 million, should we say, company that I've managed to build. So hashtag excited. Let's go through some questions coming in. Someone said, what's the biggest animal you think you could beat in a fight? The biggest by mass, I don't know. Household cat. Not really a fighting person. Interesting question. Probably not one that I really think about much. But hey, thank you so much for joining in. Let's go on. Someone says hello. Camellia, I think that's right. Please, if I'm saying that wrong, please excuse me. But hey, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Obviously, get me in a question is, if you've got questions down below, let me know. Let's have a quick look here. Artist Yard. Hello, sir. Can I apply part-time? If you're a VA looking for a job, we don't do part-time. We do full-time at the moment. So not something we're doing there. Let's kind of jump through. Facebook, do you take daily or weekly disbursements? Great question. We do weekly. I just can't really, you could do daily, but I just don't I don't think it's, I think if anything, I might do twice a week if I really had to. We've always been quite lucky. I've always managed to find more money than we've run out of deals. That's generally been the way it's been. So we've done weekly what we've done. I think you could probably just sell a bit more stock, be a bit more aggressive in your pricing. That would you wouldn't have to worry about daily. But yeah, some people do. I do know you're doing that, so it's okay. Let me know down below what you do. If you do weekly or daily disbursement, let me know down in the comments. We've got quite a few people on the call right now. Let me know, obviously, if you've got questions. I do get them answered. I am here to help. Obviously, Fast Track FBA VA Academy, or VA Academy, weekly YouTube live. I'm here. And if you want to see, I will just show you. Look, I'm out in Barcelona. This is my beautiful view. Look at that. By the sea. Oh, I can't get it right. There we go. By the sea. Really nice. Very happy. Right, back to me. Enough of you guys looking at where I'm traveling. Let's go through. Hi, I've a VA from Fast Track FBA sourcing in the UK. How easy to get them to switch and source in the USA? Not hard at all. I think it's the same technology. It's the same process, isn't it? So, yeah, I'd really I don't really just got to give them some time, give them some support, but I don't think you should have a problem. It can work. We've done it once or twice, but not that often. Normally, they'll just stay sick on the marketplace that they are. So I think you can do it. But yeah, I don't think you have a problem. We've done it, and I know lots of people who have. I know people who've moved their entire business over to the USA. So yeah, I don't see a problem with it. Let's go through. Hello, I'm from Pakistan. Hello from Pakistan. Is it still worth doing Amazon arbitrage in the UK? Yes, it is. But I do think just doing what the generic kind of buy from Argos is really not going to work. It'll work, but you're not going to get much. You're competing against people with more money, more sources, more like efficiency than you. And some people do it where they just live off the cash back. We get some pretty decent cash back. So yeah, I don't think it's worth it like the normal sense, but I think if you can find an edge, you're going to be fine. That's going to help out. So definitely you can do it, but it just takes a bit of like you got to find what your edge is. But again, I think that's true in any business. You've got to find out what your edge is. It's going to jump through. Clara, how to speed up sales? Lower your price. Win the more of the buy box. If I give you a statistic, I think in the UK we win about 25% of our buy boxes. That's what Amazon, when you log into Search Central, that's what it says. US is probably like 10. So we could do a lot more in the US if we were a lot more aggressive. Really, it's how aggressive you are on price tacking. So I think that's it. It's going to go through. But yeah, speed up sales, that's it. Or obviously buy faster selling products. That's all I can really say. GD, hi sir, how are you? Are you accepting newbies? Pardon me. I need more coffee. New VA experience. Yeah, like all the people who we hire generally don't have experience. So yeah. Right, let's go through. Should we use distributors in OA? Well, if you're going to use distributors, that's generally wholesale, like the wholesale model, wholesale distribution manufacturer. OA is from online stores. So you can, but it's not really OA, it's then wholesale. Same thing, just different suppliers. How to get rid of cancelling orders and suppliers. Top tip for you, tell you top tip, give the supplier a call and find out why they cancelled. Like, honestly, it sounds like silly, but like literally, hey, sometimes they tell you like, oh, like the card and the ship and the billing address didn't match. You're like, oh, thank you very much. Like, I could tell you a million different little things, but 9 times out of 10, if you just give them a call and have a chat with them, they'll tell you why, and then you'll be like, oh, thank you so much, and then you can get around it. Half the time, they'll whitelist your account. We had it a lot in the US. They whitelisted it, and then like we just kept going through. So it works quite well. But yeah, give them a call. Honestly, I cannot stress that enough. Let's jump through average prep cost in the UK and the USA. So UK, you're generally looking at 50p plus VAT, maybe 45p if you're really high volume. Lower volume would be 70p, for example. US, I think about if you're doing high volume, maybe you can get it down to like 85 cents. Don't quote me. I think $1 is probably about the best you might get. And then slow $1.50 to $2, like if you're not doing that much. That's what I'd probably say. Hope that makes sense. Hit the like button if you like it. Let's jump through. Nikki Morris. Struggling with too much price tanking currently. How do you cope with this and still make a profit? So it's not hotter than I thought it'd be. It's something that you're always going to deal with. I think the question, so there's a couple of things you ought to think about is like, when you're doing your sourcing, looking at the new sell account, is it going up? Does it have a history of very, up and down pricing based on new sell account? And obviously, if you're buying from like one of the big retailers, Walmart, for example, you're probably going to see that everyone else buys it and then also the price tank. So that's something to do. So prevention is the best thing. So sourcing outside, doing different techniques, different products. Number 2 is what I'd really talk about is thinking about once you do identify a product as price tanking, is do you want to price tank with it and get out because there's just so much stock on the listing that you're never going to get sold, or do you hold? And really, you're looking at the listing sales divided by the amount of stock on it and see how many months you've got to wait. So that's it. That's all you can really do. At the end of the day, if people want to tank the price, they're going to tank the price. You can either join them or you can hold. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's completely up to you. I think at a very fundamental level, never assume that people are tanking. Like, never assume that people are crazy. They always do something, and it could be the case that you don't know what's going on. Like, they might have bought a job lot a lot cheaper than you can, and as a result, they're not price tanking it. It's just that's the price they're happy to sell it at because they sell at a fixed margin. That could be the option. So like never assume anything. It could be that the price is not working properly. So do check that as well. But I don't know the answer. So, but I think number 1, prevention, and then once you get into it, it's either do I compete or do I hold? That's it. It's a real question. Let me know if you like that, Nikki. Comment down below. Amit. All right. What do you do for unsuccessful shipment? Do you give money back to the buyer after cutting the shipping cost? It's only FBA, so like we don't really do that. So like if the product never got to the customer, we get refunded and Amazon will refund the shipping. Yeah, we don't do FBM. Like I've never had to deal with it. What do you do for unsuccessful shipments? I think at the end of the day, like if I was doing, like I don't know the answer, but if I was doing FBM, I'd probably ask the customer, hey, do you still want the product? We can ship it out to you. or if it's been returned back because you said unsuccessful shipment, either refund the money or not. That's it. So like FBA, we don't really get that problem. It's not something we do. Hence why we use FBA. So it's easier. And hence why I can be in Barcelona. Let's go through. How do you manage FBA inventory? How do you decide to sell how many items for the product? My IPI score is really low. Yeah, you're probably holding too much stock. That's quite a common one. My God, I've done like 1 million videos on IPI, and try and look at like my how to analyze a deal in 20 seconds. That's going to help you understand what I do and how I do it. Like there's a video called on Fast Track FBA YouTube channel, like how I analyze deals in 20 seconds or something like that. I think it's 20 seconds or 30 seconds. You'll find it. And like how many to send is how many to buy, really, the question I'm trying to ask. And generally that's going to be listing sales divided by competitors on the buy box. So if there's like +1. So 30 sales per month, 2 competitors on the buy box, add 1, that makes 3. 30 divided by 3 equals 10. 10 per month. I'll probably buy about 10, roughly. It is a bit more than that, but that's a very rough formula. Hope that makes sense. Do you mostly send your products to FBA warehouse in different SKUs in one box? Yeah, like I don't deal with any of that. My prep center deal with all of it for me. They'll ship whatever you want in. So yeah, they'll ship multiple SKUs in one box, or if we've got enough for one box, they'll do it one. I don't really know. Let them do it. It's not my problem. That's cool. David, hey Tom, thanks so much for answering our questions. We purchased too many products. It does happen. They're very seasonal summer. They should be able to be sold for summer next thing. Cool. I'm just going to go through. We have quite a bit of capital tied up in them, around 8K. Cool. Would you advise that you sell them at a loss now, 10%, 15, or wait until next summer? Good question. Just do two calculations. Let's say, for example, it takes. Number one, I don't know how long it's going to take, because obviously if it's a summer product, winter they may not sell as well. So the question you've got to ask yourself is how long do you think you can realistically get them to be sold? So once you get them to sold, what's your capital you're going to have now? And then if you're going to invest that money again at that date, and let's say, for example, it takes 90 days to clear that money and you call it, I don't know, 20% ROI, for example, then how much money will you be left with afterwards and by what date? So that's the scenario. So play out the scenario, just get a spreadsheet, work it out. So play out the scenario, we sell it. What's the loss and how much cash we get back? And then how much we buy again. And basically what you're looking to do is to go up to the date of next summer. So if you sell it out now, buy stock, sell it, buy more stock, sell it, and then you're at next summer, cool, and you've made, I don't know, call it $100 net profit, fantastic. Or do you hold inventory fees, example, etc., then wait till next summer, and actually next summer you're probably going to make $1,000 net profit. Cool, you know what you should do. So it's about time to the money, but also as well like opportunity costs. So you could lose money. It's absolutely fine. Just get a spreadsheet and do both of them. David, let me know if that makes sense down below. I hope it does. If not, then let me know what you don't understand. But it's a good question. I really like it. What we got now? How often do you record your products in FBA warehouses? Rarely. Like I think literally we had a conversation this morning about it. My ops manager was like, I want to record these products so we can sell them through our other platform. I was like, why? Like you don't make any money at all. Like when we record, what do we do? Like sit in a warehouse, dead stock, or we sell them through like a penny on the dollar or something. Like it's all cents on the dollar. It's awful. So yeah, we don't bother. So generally speaking, we like rarely, only if it's unfillable. Oh God, I need more sleep in my life. Just thinking about storage fees versus taking the loss. Thanks so much for your guidance. Cool. Another one, David, I'll just add into that. Q4 UK storage fees have gone up by about 50%. You can see it on Amazon. Just type in Amazon storage fees Q4, and you'll see that normally they're like 44p. They've gone up to 61p now. They changed. The other one as well is in what's it called? Yeah, so storage fees are same thing in the US. I don't think it's extreme, but I know in the UK they've gone up quite a bit. So it's like 50% extra storage fee. Think about that. And it's always talking about midway January. How to archive and send in your? How do I achieve? Sorry, learn to read, Tom. How to achieve to send your big size products to Amazon warehouse? They are mostly fitting one of them in one box. I have a really big problem without sending a pallet in. I'm guessing you need to call your prep center. Like literally, because if they can only fit one in the box, fine, that's all they can do. But it might be the case that you do want to ship it in a pallet. Like if it's costing you that much, like oh my God, if you're paying like £2 a box, like absolutely crazy. Like you might want to put it on a pallet. Honestly, I hate to say it. But yeah, call your prep center, have a chat with them. I assume it's them doing it. Hassan, is it okay that we do online arbitrage because now brands are putting more restrictions and it's a safe side to use the brand 2D barcodes? 2D barcodes aren't the brands. 2D barcodes are for Amazon, I think. Don't quote me on that one. But like, if I put it in perspective, we've just done 1 million, like 1 million in sales on Amazon US. I have one IP complaint on Amazon and nothing else on the inventory health. It's incredible. We have in the US, they have inventory health. They have we're at 349 out of 1,000, green, healthy, absolutely fine. Really, really interesting. So, is it okay that we do an online arbitrage? I don't see a problem. I'm still doing it. So, yeah. I don't have our inventory stuck in Amazon. I don't think you're going to see that problem. Let's go through it. Amit, how can we check that all product reviews are for our marketplace and how many percentage of them for our marketplace? I think you just scroll through them. Generally speaking, like if they are multiple marketplaces, you'll start to see it. It'll say global reviews. Like then I just kind of discredit them because it's probably not selling as well as you think. While checking review amounts, do we have any criteria for the last 6 months? 1 year review count? No, just like more than 5 or 10 relative to your thing. I kind of have an idea. I want to see reviews, ideally at least one a month. Or one every quarter worst. David, hey Tom, when it comes to purchasing on business credit cards, do you have a strategy in terms of repayment? Do you prefer to pay them off in full, payment amount? It depends on cash flow. Like if I'm trying to build up credit, I'll churn them really quickly. If I'm trying to like build up inventory and not use up all my cash, then I might hold them for a while. We use a lot of charge cards, not credit cards. So you have to clear them down, unfortunately. But a lot of the time we'll churn it, like our capital on tap. We were clearing every week, like maxing it out, clearing it, maxing out, clearing it every week. If you want to know like how we do it all, we use the Fast Track FBA cash flow sheet. Have a look at Fast Track FBA YouTube channel. Just type cash flow in. There's lots of videos, and they'll have my sheet. Really good, really, really good. What credit cards are you using for USA, and how long did it take you to apply for one? So we have an Amex Platinum. I think I've had it maybe 4 months, 5 months. I like the points. That's it. It's the only credit card we have in the USA. Yeah, it took a while. Probably took like 3 weeks to get it sorted out. There's a lot of documentation we had to go through. And then the final one was actually getting the card. It wasn't really too hard, but getting the card was a bit of a nightmare because it kind of goes to different addresses and stuff. So that's it. Yeah, USA, Amex Platinum. Amit, you're like the man on fire. Oh my god! Like I feel like I'm your like personal mentor with the amount of questions you're asking. So I might skip a few. Do mind. Mostly when I see reviews like 600, I enter a review page that's seeing a couple of reviews. So where there's the 500 reviews ranked for starts, they're probably like really, really old. Like it's a very old product that did really well to start with, and now they're not doing. Or it could be completely different. It could be a variation listing. That's what I'm saying. Is it correct that we do? Are you literally just? I think you've just copied and pasted every question you've ever thought of and put it here. Is it correct that we do not pay that on sales out for our marketplace? For example, if we're based in Germany as a company and products are sold to Spain, do we or Amazon for us pay that on sale or tax? Long story short, within the EU, my understanding, I'm not a financial advisor, but my understanding of it, seek professional, legal, financial advice, accounting advice, tax advice. My understanding of the situation is that when you sell cross-border, called like cross-border trade within Europe, if the person you're selling to can prove they are VAT registered by way of having a VAT number, then you do what's known as 0% VAT reverse charge, and technically there's no VAT paid, but it's still accounted for. If you're selling outside of the EU, i.e. like I'm in the UK and I'm selling to someone in America, then we do not charge VAT. It's only a tax in Europe. But if I'm like a business in UK and I'm selling to Germany or like Germany to Spain, and I'm the German company VAT registered in Spanish as a customer who doesn't have a VAT number, then I do charge them VAT as far as I'm aware. Again, it's a bit of a grey area, but I think like if I'm in the UK and the customer's outside the UK and Germany, then yeah, I would charge them VAT. That's what we do. Yeah, that is my understanding. Don't quote me. Do get professional advice. My God, I'm going to move on. Like you've done so many questions. I do need to give other people a chance to ask questions. When doing reverse sourcing, what are the main criteria that we should be looking for? I don't know. What are you looking for? Like reverse sourcing isn't like you do reverse sourcing one way. You might do reverse sourcing for like, right, I'm looking for products where Amazon's out of stock, or maybe I'm looking for products where there's low competition, or maybe I'm looking for, I don't know, like there's lots of things you can do with reverse sourcing, and the criteria would change. You generally kind of like filter for that. It's kind of like looking for a needle in the haystack and like figuring your way there. There's no like one set thing. It depends what you're looking for. Sorry. Right. What credit cards are you saying you use? You say how long did it take to apply for them and stuff? So I only use Amex Platinum, and actually it's a personal Amex Platinum, but it's linked to the business. We've used it for. There's a very certain way you've got to go about getting it, because obviously I'm not a US resident, but I do have a US Amex Platinum, so you've got to be mindful of that. So yeah, it's a very select way. Like, it did take a while to figure out how to get it, but we got it. It's fine. It helps some other people do it as well. And it probably took us 6 months before we applied, and then it took another like 2 months to actually get it, maybe a month, 2 months. So we've had it like 4 or 5 months now. I hope that makes sense. I've only just started getting a credit score in the US, so I hope that makes sense. Yeah, it like takes a while. It's kind of jump through. Facebook user, I'm about to get a VA, but how will you manage with them payroll? Me? Don't know about me. Hopefully you can manage the payroll. I'm not paying them. If you're going to get a VA from Fast Track FBA VA Academy, we tell you everything you need to know. And if you are interested, do have a look down below, down here, fasttrackfba.com/VA. And the reason is quite simply, my team will tell you how much you need to pay them on the first payroll and then every payroll thereafter. And then in addition to that, what needs to happen is we use Wise. I'll let you know that, but we tell you about how to set it up, batch payments, and how to make it easy, and like when the pay schedules are. But paying them with Wise quite simply. And I will say this: one top tip I'd really recommend is do make sure that, like, we in our contracts we write it so that they get paid in pesos, which is their Filipino pesos. So like if we pay like 25,000 pesos, so they get 25,000 pesos in the bank, not we pay 25,000 pesos and there's an exchange fee and a service charge and and then they get like 10,000 pesos. No, like we pay that as a business, and then the VA will get exactly what we've agreed. Exactly the same as if you had a job, if you agree to pay X amount, then you get paid X amount minus taxes, but not like currency conversion fees, etc. Hope that makes sense. When Amazon has 100% the buy box, but the buy box price is still much profitable for us, then what do? Then we watch Fast Track FBA's Keeper Advanced Sourcing video to learn how to read Keeper when competing against Amazon. I've done loads of videos like that. Watch it, trust me, I think you'll love it. Stuff. How long do you have to be in business before you apply for a business credit card? I don't know the answer. Like in the UK, I think we probably waited a year, I think. Yeah, I think basically they want trading history. And let's put it this way, you've got to file an accounts. Once you file an account, you've got trading history, and then obviously they know how much they can do it. Worst case scenario, you can get a secured credit loan. That's it. But I think we waited a year before we did it. In the US, obviously, we did it under my personal name, so 6 months. And again, my God, you have literally like copied and pasted every single video or question you've got. Right, let's go through it. 8 in 1. Is this question number 8 or 8,000? 8 in 1 case. Amazon give the buy box. Always the same third-party seller. Do you think if we get this product, we can get the buy box? What's the reason the same for the buy box? I don't know. Watch the Keeper Sourcing video and have a look. You can pay for a coaching call with me. I can have a look at it, but I really don't know. Sorry, without seeing the product, and I could only guess. I could never tell you the actual answer. Buy the product, buy 10, see what you can do. No problem. Test. I could not make restock from my product, which I bought from online stores. They had a big discount. Now I check in. They do not. How do you reach most of your products again? We just keep checking. That's what we do. Keep checking. Welcome to the wonderful world of online arbitrage. Keep checking. Right, next one. Arena reactions. Hey, did you start Amazon FBA as a sole trader? If so, how simple was the transition to a limited company? It's something like I do in the UK. I didn't actually. I started as a limited company. I created it from the beginning. The reason is what is it called? Yeah, it's basically I wanted to be a company and I wanted to do it separate to me. I'm always quite a big person, division and limited liability. So I did that. Now, at a very fundamental level, I know people have been through it. I think it's a lot easier now. It used to be oh my God, you're going to get shut down. No, it's fine. Just message Amazon Seller Central, let them know that you're doing the transition. They'll put a tag on your account, I think. Don't quote me, because I've not done it, but that's what I've heard. And then just make the move, and then it'll happen. They're pretty quick, I think. But try not to do it during any peak season, right in the middle of Christmas or like outside of Q4 is probably a good shout, not on a bank holiday, and you should generally be fine. And just make sure everything's like literally perfect. Like if your company is like Fast Track FBA Limited, don't write Fast Track FBA Ltd. Like that won't work. You need to write Fast Track FBA Limited. Now, I'd even capitalize the right words, do that right. They will check everything. So just make sure it's spot on, because then you should be fine. Otherwise, it's going to be like back and forth problems. Hope that makes sense, Arena. Give me a thumbs up if it does. David, makes perfect sense. Thanks so much. How do you calculate the storage fees? Well, look, long story short, don't worry about calculating the fees. Go into Amazon Seller Central and just look at like last month's, or you can look at disbursements. The first disbursement after the end of the month will have an additional fees on it for the month, and one of them will be storage fees. So you can kind of just look back a couple of previous months and have a look. If you've got profit and loss calculator software like SDK, will show you that. Fine. But what you're going to look at, like you want to look at how much you're spending on storage. I think we spend about $1,000 a month, but the idea is it's $1,000, and then we're now going to spend an extra 50% on top of that, because it looks like everything's going up by about 50% in Q4. So just be mindful of that. So you can go into Amazon Seller Central and just look at your disbursements, and some of them will show up. So that'll be helpful. Hope that makes sense. Give me a big thumbs up. Loves the thumbs up. The algorithm loves it. So do I. So does, I'm just, honestly, I don't know if you've seen, I'm just looking at the beach. The beach is beautiful. It's like, man, what am I doing sat here? I'm just like sat in my hotel room. I'm flying back to Mexico tomorrow. So sorry. Just like, I keep looking out there because it's so beautiful. It's beautiful weather. Right, let's go through it. Hassan, is there any way to break this? I'm not sure about what that means. Coming back to your previous questions. Nope. Not a clue. Give me a bit more details. What do you want to break? Let me know. Right, Sophia. What is your min profit ROI? What do you look for when buying a product? Generally, we're looking at 20% ROI. UK, this is. And I think we do about £2 profit. We will go lower sometimes. Replenishments, products which are doing well, shifting. We think that maybe the price will go up. But again, we're looking at like what the price will be rather than what the price is. That's what we're thinking about. So, yeah, the question comes like in the US, I think we try to do about 25% ROI minimum. Again, like the one thing I want to just kind of share with you is a really good analogy to think about. It's like you've got money in a pot called your bank, and if you're searching for 30% ROI products, fantastic. So that means if you take, let's call it $1,000 and you do 30% ROI, but when you buy it and sell it, all you're going to get $1,300. You're going to get $1,000 back plus 30%, which is $300. Fantastic. Now, obviously, you're going to find as many 30% products as you can. Cool, buy that, not a problem. But once if you only spend $100 of the $1,000, well, now you're going to get your $30 back. $100 back plus 30% ROI, $30. You've got $900 sat here. Well, I wonder if you found other products at 25% ROI, well, you'd be silly not to buy them because the money in the bank's earning 0% ROI. So there's a balance. And I do think that. So I think there is a floor. You don't want to go too low, but I do think like you can play the game. And what you're really trying to do is my measure of success is the less money you have in the pot, should we say, the higher ROI should go. The more money in the pot, the lower the ROI should go. And what you're really trying to do is make sure that this pot is getting invested all the time. It's always going around. So that's my kind of analogy. Hope that makes sense, Sonia. Good question. Let me know down below. Mr. CJH, when packing my glass products foundation, I prep myself to keep costs low. I feel like my bubble wrap is terrible. Low. Any tips for speedy prep? No, I'm not going to lie. Why not use a prep center? Here's a quick one. I've done this so many times. I get your point. But prep centers are good at this. They know what they're doing. They do it all the time. You can just have a conversation with them. Say that I want it packed really well. And if you think you're terrible, my God, you're doing a sub-service standard. So pay someone who can do it. And ironically, I know you say you prep yourself. I know this. I've met many people who prep themselves. They use a storage unit, and what happens is once you understand the storage unit and not even their time, just a storage unit, it'd be cheaper to prep with a prep center and pay for the storage unit. Really incredible. So that's something to consider. So I'd say just outsource. I'm not a big prep person. I outsource it to a prep center. Let's kind of jump through. Sonia, go back through. Sonia, Sophia, do you recommend creating listing the product is not on Amazon and seems profitable? Not really. I've never, ever, in probably £7 million worth of sales, never created a listing. Yeah, ever. So I don't think they need to. Let other people do that. But you got to get it ranking. That's the problem. Do you recommend for someone who's just about to start FBA to get a VA from Fast Track FBA? No, I don't. If you don't like, it's kind of like saying, I've never run a business before, but should I employ a member of staff before I get started? You're like, if you don't know what you're doing, I'd probably avoid it, because this is people's lives we're talking about, but also as well the fact that, like, I think you should probably figure out the business first yourself, and you can. Like, you can do this business on your own. You can get to 10,000 revenue quite easily. But my advice would probably get to Fast Track FBA leads. Why? Because obviously I have sourcing teams and my VAs, and all the leads they find come to Fast Track FBA leads. So instead of getting all the VAs and having to do all the hassle and all of that, you can just buy the leads off me that my VAs find and that we use in our business. And there's a lot of them. They're really good, by the way. We've had a lot of comments about actually, like, wow, there's lots of stores I didn't even knew about. They're really good. So do check that. And I think for you, like, the idea is to say, that'll kind of get you started and find a good product. And then once that's going, you're making profit, and you're like, cool, maybe I want to transition out of leads into my MPA. Fantastic. Now you can get one. Hope that makes sense. Mr. CJH. Any tips for an affordable but decent accountant? You've got to understand the paradigm. It's like, what is it called? Cheap, fast, professional, and good. Like, they don't really work. Like, you can't have one without the other. Like, so affordable and decent, like, you're going to pay for a quality accountant. A cheap accountant probably won't know Amazon. It's up to you. Like, look, you don't need an Amazon accountant. I have Amazon accountants that I use. If you want to look at fasttrackfba.com/tools, TOOLS, you can see also who we use, and you've got links there to them. But I do think for you is, you're looking for affordable accountant. Well, why not, like, you're looking for an affordable accountant, like, it's up to you. Like the ones we use are Amazon accountants. They know about the Amazon business, the way it works. And on the other hand, the other ones are like, they don't do Amazon accounting. They just do accounting in general. So, but you're not paying for expertise. I like to prefer to have people who have the expertise. That makes a big point. So hope that makes sense. And yeah, look at fasttrackfba.com/tools, TOOLS. Facebook user. Hi, John. Hi, Facebook user. Good to see you. Hit the like button. Right. Essential tools for a complete beginner online arbitrage. Just do our Fast Track FBA Express course. We talk you through all the tools that you should have as well. Really, really useful. Yeah. You should go to the homepage of fasttrackfba.com. You'll see it. Facebook user. Do you use Amazon inventory placement services? You say can't decide if it's best to pay 30 cents per item, send everything to one SE and save UPS costs or not. No, we don't. We could look into it, but we don't yet. Probably something to look at, but no. Like, I don't think we pay too bad. It still adds up. 30 cents does add up per item. If you're doing lots of small items, I'd definitely say no. If you're doing expensive items in the US, then yeah, I think it could probably really work out, especially, like, an option there. So up to you, really. Up to you. I don't know. I think that'd be my thing. Do the calculations. Like, go back last month. Work out what it would be roughly if you were to, like, pay it. How many units did you ship? What would be the cost? And then maybe do it, like, 1 month without it and 1 month with it, and see what happens, and see what your general shipping costs are. That'd be the way I'd look at it. Irina Erections, thank you. Hey, Irina. Hanson, smile. Hey, I didn't get your question. You said, can you break it or something? I was like, okay, fine. Let's kind of jump through gigs. I've just formed my US LLC after taking your course as a UK resident. Woohoo! But I'm visiting US in Feb. Anything I can do while I'm there? Over there be helpful. Opening a bank account with a traditional bank. No, like, you can do it. You can open a bank account, but, like, you need to show your address. That's the big thing. And, like, opening, like, you can do it, like, they'll ask you, are you a resident in the US? And obviously you're not. So that's the biggest problem. So, like, not really much. I mean, you could probably create a business bank account with, like, Chase or, like, Bank of America or that. Like, business banking things are quite easy. So I definitely try and do that. Top tip for you, if you are going to do it, try and book in, like, 3 or 4 different banks on the same day. It's a bit of a pain, but you got to, like, do it. Why? Because if one says no, you can learn from it and then do it the next one and the next one. Like, that's a really good tip. So don't just try and book one, book in, like, 3 or 4. By the way, you don't have to turn up for that once if you've created the account you want. So that'd be my top tip. But yeah, do it. Create a business banking relationship with them. Absolutely fun. One of the big banks. Good question, though. And hey, glad you like the course, Gigs. Facebook user, $1.25 per item, prep and ship in USA. Any good? Just pay UPS on top of that. Well, generally that means prep only, not ship, because you're paying for the ship. So yeah, it's fine. I wouldn't be surprised by that. Just also check, is it sales tax free state? Because you've got sales tax on top of that. Be mindful. David, thanks so much. Our last total storage fee, well, $32 will be fine. We currently have 900 units in the summer season stock. Would you recommend waiting or selling out? I don't know, David. I don't know what you're going to make, how much you're going to lose, what your investment is. Do the calculations. Just pretend like if I were to sell it, how much would I be losing? Your storage fee is like nothing. So I'm guessing they're quite small. You said 8K, 15% loss, that'd be £800, £1,200. If you got back 8K minus 1,200, that'd be 6,800. If you got back 6,800 invested in stock, let's say, for example, you got a 30% ROI, 6,800 times 1.3, you're going to get back to 8,160. So if you can get 30% ROI on another item on the same amount of cash, yeah, you're gonna cover $160 extra cash or pounds extra. So that's fine. I think you probably flip it twice. So I think if I was you in that situation, knowing what you've told me and it's very guessy, isn't professional advice. Seek professional advice, not legal insurance. I'd probably sell it and move on. But the other question I might ask is, will it actually sell? Given your storage fee is £32, there's £8 worth of stock. What is it? Really high value items or something? I'm not really too sure. But they've got to be small high value items because £32 is like nothing. So will it actually sell? Will you be able to sell it in 3 months? I don't know. Good question. What tool do you use to measure your min 30%, 20%, 30% ROI? SAS, SellerAmp. We use SellerAmp. That's what we use. Let's jump through. Surf. Hey, Surf. On average, how much would a new VA spend a week on a profitable product and experience VA? So if I can give you an analogy, new VAs we talk about in the UK, 1,333 per week after month 3. In the US, about 1,500. In the UK, so that's US. That's UK. In the US is that. For an experienced VA, I'd probably look at maybe 3 to 4 times that after they're running for about 6 months to a year. So you've got another 3 months, they'll really start to ramp up. So talking about 1,300, you might get about 4,000 in the UK and maybe up to 6,000 in the US. It depends. This is spend per week. So it can happen, but it's and it depends. Also, it depends on your criteria, what you're sourcing, what you're doing. That's the important part. So do think about that, and that's an important thing. Guys, if you've got questions, drop them down below. Also, we'll get them answered, but I'm here to help. Thanks for the help. I recently started wholesale whilst working a full-time job, and it's taken off massively. Definitely need a book to book an account. Yeah, agreed. Completely agree. Do you want to say, Mr. What's your name? Amit Kara. I've answered a lot of your questions. I think all done. That's cool. Right. So hey, Mr. CJH. Cool. Well done. Honestly, whilst working full time and taking off massively. Yeah, absolutely fine. I went and met Amazon Lit actually. Sebastian and Eric last week. I met them last week in Florida, in Orlando. Yeah, really good. Chatting away with them. They're doing 60 million this year, so it does really, really go. Actually, watch this space. Bailey's Adventures. Do you buy from sites like Stillivana? I can never pronounce that. Stylevana. I should learn to read, shouldn't I? Where the product appears to get shipped from Hong Kong or Europe into the UK. If so, do they go down as items that have no VAT to claim back? Okay, so it's a good question. I don't know if we buy, because I don't do the buying. I need to be honest with that. Now, if the product is over a certain amount, I think it then becomes when it gets shipped into the UK, it becomes VAT payable. If it's come from Hong Kong. If it's come from within Europe, there will already be VAT on it, and you can't claim it back unless you have a VAT number which is in the same country, which is a bit annoying. That's my understanding of it. Again, not legal or professional advice. So I know if you're non-tax registered, fine. It can be quite advantageous. Your other problem, pardon me, I'm so tired. Need more coffee. The other problem you have is that Amazon might not accept their invoices if they're from Hong Kong, if they're from IP issues, because it's called selected distribution, i.e. shipped outside the EU, purchased from outside the EU. That could be a problem. So I hope that makes sense. But good question, Bailey. Facebook user for gigs. I use a UK company and sell in the US, no sales tax. Cool, or no tax. I'm just going to jump down here because I think it's the same guy. Don't bother forming a US LLC. Sell as a UK company and get charged. And don't get charged sales tax for that. Yeah, like you. So don't get me wrong. You can't. You like if you want to do online arbitrage, you can do it from a UK company. It just becomes a lot harder. You get a lot of websites won't let you purchase, or they'll cancel your orders. It becomes a problem. That's something to really consider. Like it really is. And then not only that is like, just think about where you want to go, like the long-term vision. So, like we're doing 1 million right now, 1 million in sales. So I want to get credit cards, and when I want to get credit cards, I want to get cash back, and like UK cash back. Like it's really hard to get like currency conversion free cashback credit cards. Like it's a nightmare. But if you're in the US, like a 2% cashback credit card, you can get them. They're fine. They'll give you really big limits. And if if you're happy with leverage, you can do that as well. And like I do know people who have done it from the UK company perspective, and they have struggled. I won't lie, like they can get orders, but they have struggled. But like, let me ask you a quick question now. Like, by the way, you can create an LLC anywhere in the US. It's where you're shipping to, which is the important thing. So like, if you own an LLC, let's for example, like Delaware, that's where mine is. As long as you ship your stock from like Walmart, wherever you buy it from, to a prep center in a sales tax-free state, you don't get paid. You don't get charged sales tax anyway. But if you're worried about like sales tax on the back end, i.e., when you sell products, what we talk about in the Fast Track FBA Getting Started in the USA course, generally Amazon deal with it. It's not really a big issue. So I don't really see the big issue, but I prefer having a separate entity in the US, and there's a lot of like kind of nice little advantages for it, and it makes reporting fine. So look, I'm not a legal professional. I just do what I learn and what I think, and you can definitely do it for the UK. But I have seen a lot more complaints about doing that. That's been a challenge. Let's go and jump through. David, hey Tom, thanks so much. Yes, they are very small items of high value. Damn, got it right. Yes, they are selling 600 units a month with 15 competitors seller, but for us, that price is a loss of 15%. Yeah, I think when you look at it, like the way you got to think about it is if you were to sell those items today at 15% loss, if you could resell them. If you could buy some other stock and get a 30% ROI on it, then you'd be back to square one. That would be it. Yeah, that's the point. So like, if you sell it for a 15% loss and then get 30% on the next items you buy and resell, then you're back to where you were. You lost no money, but you haven't really gained anything either. But then everything thereafter, now you're more profitable than you would be holding it. So that'd be my thoughts. But it's up to you. I really don't know the answer. Completely up to you. It's going to jump through. Would you sell your products at a lower price point now or wait for December Q4? Depends what it is. If it's an advent calendar, I'll probably wait. If it's a rubber inflatable dinghy, then probably no, I'll probably get them sold now. Again, it's up to you. Again, on the products, look at the keeper chart. Go back last year. Look at the keeper chart and look at how the sales were and what happened and how it went in the competition and everything. That's what I'd be looking at. Like past performance is a good indicator of future potential. That's what I'd really say. Let's go through. So done this one already. Good info, thanks. Wasn't aware of Delaware. My prep center is in Texas. Checking Texas now. Yeah. So long story short, if you like, just do this. It's really really simple. Find any old address in like Delaware or any old address like Delaware, New Hampshire, any of the sales tax-free states. Now do is go into Walmart.com, put some items into your shopping basket, and then get to the checkout point where you're going to ship it to your Texas one, and you'll see it says like $100 plus sales tax of 8% or something, and then change the address to Delaware, and it'll say $100 plus sales tax of 0%. That's it. Like you just don't pay sales tax. So like it's not really about your LLC and how that's formed. And ironically, your LLC can be anywhere. It's about where you're shipping to. And what's really interesting is even if you have a UK company right now, because you're shipping, I think it's happening. Yeah, because you're shipping to Texas, you are actually paying sales tax. So yeah, you kind of like negate the point of it, if that makes sense. But basically what you're doing is you're increasing your cost of goods by like 5 to 8% or something. I'm not like perfect on it, but that's just a rough guess, but it kind of gives you an idea. Sales tax-free states help, but there's also a benefit, like if some sales tax-free states are really slow and rubbish, so like there's a velocity of money question in there as well. But it does help out. Guys, if you've got questions, drop them down below. Also, just going to do a little quick YouTube live. So if not a YouTube live thing, like I'm on, what am I doing? Just going on doing stories, like I'm just doing a YouTube live. So hey, let's kind of do this story. Oh, let's do it now. Let's go. Hey, if you've got questions, drop them down below. Onto really let us know. But I'm just going to do a quick story onto Instagram. I'm trying to get onto the Instagram thing. I'm really bad at this. Be like, right, guys, just live on YouTube. Look, you can see it here. Absolutely loving that. And look at the beautiful view outside. Absolutely amazing. Stay safe. That is my story. I know, maybe I should be better at them. But guys, if you've got questions, drop it down below. I think, look, for me, the real thing which I'm doing right now is Q4 is here. We've got our teams in place. We've got our sourcing in place. We've got the budgets. We've got the targets all set. We've got the money in place. Now it's about getting out there, finding the products. We've even got the prep centers in place. Facebook user here talked about prep centers in different places. Absolutely loving it. And I should say for you guys, like I really think about like just making sure like you're in December, you're in October. Like if you want to know about Q4, what do I kind of recommend? So number one, the majority of stuff should already be done, like money, team, prep center. But if it isn't, you still got like a bit of time to do. But really, you want to start ramping your spend up between now and so your spend should start ramping up either now or at the end of the month. But really, November, you want to be spending big. Why? Because it takes maybe a week to 2 weeks to buy something to ship it in. Why? Because in the middle of November is when you're actually going to see the increase in sales. So like if you think about Q4 as like October, November, December, it's going to go normal for October. It's going to normal for the first half of November. Then it's going to start picking up. And as the closer you get towards like the 20th of December, it'll start going crazy. And then it will drop back down again. And then it will kind of pick up a bit. And then that's it. So really just kind of be mindful of getting everything done that you need to do. But also as well, like your spend should be increasing between now and like the beginning of like the middle of November. That's when you really want to start ramping up and then keep going high. And for us, anything Christmas related, we're pretty much going to stop, not do until around like the 12th of December, around about that date, because then you can get everything shipped in. So it's kind of like that time. So let's kind of have a quick look. Yeah, Monday the 12th. So I'd probably say like the latest shipment we will possibly do, we'll be watching it, will be the 16th. So 16th of December, like absolute latest. But that's if Amazon are on fire. If they're not on fire, they're like, no, I don't think we'd try it. Because this year, obviously, the Friday is the 23rd. So you might be okay shipping on the 16th. You can get it in 19th, for example, and then it'll go live 20th, 21st, and then voila, sold. That could work, but I can't guarantee it. So I think for you guys is just be mindful and, should we say, like just think about it's purchasing right now. Don't worry about that. Just do your purchasing. That's the important point. And also, oh my God, if you want more money, just call the credit card companies, ask them to increase it. Like a lot of them will do it. And I'm not, by the way, that's if you feel happy with debt, but it's completely up to you and what you think. Right, I think that's it. That's all the questions being answered or asked. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has joined. If you have, give me a big thumbs up. Hey, what I will do is obviously I'll be back in Mexico City. I'm flying back tomorrow. And obviously, if you've got any questions, I will see you same time next week. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a real pleasure. Stay safe, and I'll see you same time next week. Bye-bye.